Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm starting with Elderberry today and it's one of our jelly polishers, and I'm going to be using this to create some glass nails, almost like vintage glassware. I don't know if you've ever seen uranium glass where it glows green, so we're going to try that a little bit as well. So you can see with the Elderberry it's quite sheer, so I'll probably put a couple of layers of this on just to give it a bit more opacity. Just going to pop that into cure for 60 seconds. Just going to go back in with the second coat of Elderberry and pop that in the lamp again for 60 seconds. For the next nail, I'm going in with Sour Plum, another one of our jelly polishers, and this one is going to look like a uranium nail. And I thought you might like to know a bit of history about uranium. So if you've ever seen glassware, it's usually like bowls and stuff like that seem to like glow in the dark and are green and they're vintage, it's usually uranium, and it's actually a toxic substance. So what used to happen was they would use uranium for making the glow in the dark parts on watches, and there's actually a film about the uranium girls, and they used to paint the numbers onto the watches and lick the paintbrush afterwards because they didn't know it was toxic, and the girl's skin actually started to glow green eventually.
That's actually mad.
It is actually mad. I haven't watched the film, but I know about the history of it, so I thought you guys might be interested. Now that's cured, I'm just going back in with another layer of that. Next I'm going in with Starfruit. Just going to pop a second layer of that on, and then I'm going to cure that again for 60 seconds. Next I'm going in with Kiwano, and that's like a beautiful tealy jelly colour. I've chosen quite a few different colours today just to show off how this kind of glass look would look with the different jelly polishers underneath. But it works really, really well with the jelly polish because it's still quite see-through. Next I'm going in with Lychee. Oh my god, have you won't have watched Love is Blind?
No.
No.
Is it good?
Yeah, there's a scene on it where it's like a bit of a reunion thing in a bar,
Yeah.
and like one of them's talking to the one that she was dating in the pods, and like there was like loads of drama and stuff, and she's a singer, and she starts going, liar, 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 liar.
Is she serious? Or is she just...
She was just like absolutely done with him, so she was like, liar. I'm going to go back in with a few coats of Lychee just because it's a really, really delicate colour, and I just want to build it up a little bit more so it has a bit more saturation. Just going to pop another layer of that on now and then cure it for 60 seconds. Here is our new product. So it's classed as a nail tip gel adhesive, but you can use it as a 3D sculpting gel. And unlike Acrogel, as you can see, it's quite thick, like Acrogel, but not sticky at all in the slightest. So you can move it around, sculpt it, and it's got a very, very small amount of It's got a very, very small amount of self-leveling property in it. So as you can see, it's getting a little bit of my fingerprint on it, but that will disappear in probably about 20 seconds when it shifts for the self-leveling properties, but it will hold its shape. So you don't have to worry about it moving like with a builder gel, or like Acrogel has more of a self-leveling property and that moves a little bit more, so it's a little bit harder to sculpt with. So I'm just gonna smooth this all over the nail. Make sure it's covered, make sure it's relatively even, and it's quite easy to pull off any extra bits if you've got too much as well, and then you can just reuse it on the next nail. There we go, you can see that's how it first applies, and you can still see my fingerprints in there a little bit, but over the next 20 seconds that should disappear again. And I'm just going to go in with one of our reusable metal file, and I'm just going to pop in some lines. That one was a bit wonky, so we'll go back over that one. And the good thing is because it won't set as you're doing it, you can just smooth it back out if you do anything wrong. For some of the smaller details, I'm just going to go in with our cuticle pusher and use the knife end of that. And I'm just going to pop in some other shapes. So I'm just going to do some crisscrosses on this. And then I'm just going to pop in some lines down the bottom just to finish this one off. So as you can see, just keep going back in and perfecting those little lines until you're happy with them. And it wants to look a little bit like a cushion effect. And if you've got anywhere where it's bulging on the sides, just pop that bit back in. There we go, I'm just going to pop that into cure for 60 seconds. So I'm just going to do the same on this nail as well, just cover the whole thing in our new sculpting gel. Now I'm happy with the coverage on that. I'm going to go in and do the same technique but with a slightly different design. So I'm going to make this one a little bit more elongated. And then I'm just going to go in and do some smaller details just with the knife part of this tool. And same again with this nail, just popping all this product on and smoothing it all over the nail again. Please don't clone me from my fingerprints.
I don't think that's even possible. I know you can do it from hairs and that kind of.
Don't thieve my identity from my fingerprints. And I'm just going to kind of do like a full nail of a similar pattern that we've done on another one, just a crisscross pattern all the way down. only thing with doing this technique is that it's quite difficult to see what you're doing with all the reflections, but it looks very effective in the end. And I'm quite happy with that, so I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. I'm going in with a slightly different pattern on this one, and I'm going to be doing some dots as well. And I'm just going to be using a dotting tool just to add in some little dots. As you can see, that looks quite cute. And it works really, really well. Especially if you do them in the right place, unlike me. Yum. I'm just going to go in and just do stripes on this one, keep it quite simple because it's only little. I've got shaky hands now. And then I might just add in a little dot at the bottom, and this will hide where our number is underneath. And I'll add some at the top just to even it out. Finally, I'm just going to finish them all off with some top coat. The only thing with doing your top coat on something 3D is you need to do a really, really thin layer. So you want to get in all of the crevices and make sure it's not removing any of the detail, because as you can see, as soon as you put it on, it fills in the little gaps and then you're going to lose all of that glass effect. So once you put it on, you basically want to wipe most of it back off. And there we have it, our glassware nails. What do you think? Which one's your favourite? I really love the colour of this lychee one, to be honest. If you want any of the products that we've used today, they'll be linked down below in an easy ordering link, and we hope to see you guys next time. See you later.